Alex had moved into the new apartment with a mix of excitement and nervousness. The city outside buzzed with neon lights, hovering cars, and towering glass buildings that reflected every color imaginable. Life had been monotonous for weeks: work, sleep, repeat, and Alex wanted something different, something thrilling. Renting a small apartment in Sector 12 was supposed to be the start of that new life. The building itself was strange but not unusual for this part of the city. Security drones hovered silently above, scanning residents with soft blue lights. The elevator had a soft hum that sounded almost alive, and the walls were lined with smart panels that could control temperature, lighting, and security with just a glance. Yet nothing about the building seemed particularly threatening. At least, that's what Alex thought. The apartment door slid open smoothly and Alex stepped inside. The living room was modest but cozy, with a couch, a small table, and a kitchenette that looked brand new. The bedroom doors were numbered and one of them stood out immediately. It had a metallic plaque that read, "Do not enter, authorized personnel only." Alex frowned. That was odd. There weren't supposed to be any rules like this in a standard rental unit. Curiosity pricked at the back of the mind. Who could possibly live behind that door? A special guest? Another tenant? The thought lingered as Alex unpacked a few boxes, ignoring the door for now. Night fell quickly. The city lights outside glowed brighter against the dark sky. Alex sat on the couch, scrolling through messages and news feeds when a soft clicking sound echoed from the forbidden bedroom. At first, Alex thought it was the wind or some machinery in the walls, but the pattern was too deliberate. Someone or something was moving inside. Alex's heart began to race. Most people would have ignored it, but curiosity won. Standing up, Alex approached the door. The metal surface felt cool under the hand, and a soft vibration ran through the panel. Without thinking, Alex tried the handle, and to the surprise of both reason and common sense, the door unlocked. Taking a deep breath, Alex pushed it open. The room inside was small, almost like a laboratory. Strange lights pulsed from the corners and a soft hum filled the air. And in the center of the room, a creature. It was small, no taller than 3 feet, with translucent skin that shimmered in green and violet shades. Its eyes were large, dark, and glowed faintly. Its limbs were thin but moved with astonishing grace. For a moment, Alex froze. Every instinct screamed to run, but something in the creature's gaze held them in place. The alien tilted its head slightly, as if studying Alex. Then, a soft voice filled Alex's mind, not the ears, but the mind itself. "Do not fear," it said. Alex stumbled back a step. Telepathy. That was impossible, or at least, Alex had never heard of anyone capable of it. What are you?" Alex stammered. "I am called Lyra," the alien responded, its voice gentle but firm. "I am not here to harm you, but you are trapped. The building will not allow either of us to leave." Trapped? Alex's stomach sank. The lights outside flickered. Then a low hum grew louder. Alex noticed the outlines of a shimmering energy field forming across the bedroom doorway. They were not kidding. "I do not understand," Alex said. Why me? Why am I trapped with you?" Lyra's eyes seemed to soften. "You opened the door. That choice bound us together for the night. We must survive until the field dissipates." Alex swallowed hard. It felt surreal. Stuck in a room with an alien, with no way out, in a city that suddenly seemed much bigger and much more dangerous than it had moments ago. Minutes passed in silence. Alex sat on the edge of the bed, watching the alien carefully. Lyra moved slowly, as if assessing the room and its contents. There were small devices Alex didn't recognize, screens, crystals, and objects that pulsed with an inner light. Lyra picked up one of the devices and made a few subtle movements with its hands. A small panel on the wall slid open, revealing a control system Alex had no idea how to operate. "You can help me," Lyra said softly, its telepathic voice calm but urgent. "Together, we can survive until the field disappears." I understand this world better than you, but you understand human logic and ingenuity. We need both. Alex nodded, still unsure if they were dreaming or slowly losing sanity. But there was no choice. Cooperation was the only option. The first challenge came quickly. A sudden alarm blared in the room. Red lights flashed, reflecting off the alien's shimmering skin. Outside, the hum of machinery grew louder, and Alex realized the building's drones had noticed something unusual. "They are scanning," Lyra explained. "We must avoid detection. Use what you know of your world. I will guide you through the technical side." Alex swallowed, fear turning into adrenaline. Quick thinking was human nature. First, they unplugged the lights and used the shadows of the room to hide the alien's glow. Then, Alex found an old curtain and draped it over the control panel to obscure it from external sensors. Lyra observed silently, occasionally gesturing toward objects Alex had never seen before. With each interaction, Alex realized something remarkable. The alien could manipulate energy and matter in ways humans had never imagined. It could bend light slightly, adjust the field around them, and even create temporary shields from thin air. But the alien's powers were not limitless. They required Alex's guidance in understanding human-made systems. Hours passed slowly. Alex and Lyra exchanged stories in whatever ways possible. Lyra described its home world, a planet with skies that glowed different colors depending on the season, oceans that sang, and creatures that could change shapes at will. Alex shared memories of Earth, of childhood, of dreams that often felt too big for a small planet. Each story created a small bond between them, bridging the gap of species, language, and understanding. A sudden jolt shook the apartment. The energy field fluctuated violently. The drones outside had detected something, though Alex couldn't be sure what. Lyra's eyes glowed brighter. "We must act quickly, they are coming closer." "What do we do?" Alex asked, panic rising again. "Use your creativity," Lyra said simply. "I will handle the physics, you handle the distractions." Alex scanned the room. The only thing available was a set of books, a lamp, and the curtains they had used earlier. Improvisation was human instinct. Alex flipped the lamp to make a small shadow figure dance on the wall, throwing the drone's sensors off balance. Lyra adjusted the field subtly, reinforcing the distraction. Minutes stretched like hours. Then the hum outside receded slightly. The immediate threat was gone, but both knew this was only temporary. As the night deepened, Alex's fear slowly shifted to fascination. The alien was not just intelligent. It respected humanity in ways Alex had never expected. It acknowledged human resilience, patience, and resourcefulness. In turn, Alex began to see the alien not as a monster, but as a companion, a strange, luminous roommate who needed human intuition to survive. By the time the first hints of dawn crept into the city, the energy field around the room began to flicker and weaken. The immediate danger had passed, but the bond formed in those long, tense hours would not fade easily. Alex sat next to Lyra, exhausted but alert. The city outside was waking, oblivious to the extraordinary night that had occurred behind a simple apartment door. You're not like anything I've ever known," Alex said quietly. "And neither are you," Lyra replied, its voice soft in Alex's mind. "That is why we survived, together." The bedroom door remained closed, but now it no longer felt like a barrier. It felt like a gateway to trust, to cooperation, and to adventures neither of them could have predicted. And Alex realized, for the first time, that humanity might not need advanced technology to shine. It just needed courage, creativity, and the willingness to work with the unknown. As the sun rose, Alex and Lyra prepared for the next phase of the day, unaware of the bigger challenges waiting beyond the walls of the apartment. Challenges that would test both human and alien in ways neither could imagine. But for now, they had survived the night. That was enough. For now, the morning light filtered through the blinds, painting stripes across the small apartment. Alex stretched, feeling a stiffness from the night spent on the edge of the bed, alert and ready for any movement from the alien or the building's systems. Lyra sat in the corner, its luminous skin dimmed slightly, as if resting from the previous night's strain. Alex watched it for a moment, fascinated by the soft pulsing of its veins beneath the translucent skin. Lyra, in turn, tilted its head, watching Alex with those deep, glowing eyes. There was no fear in the alien now, only curiosity and quiet trust. "Do you think it's safe?" Alex asked, voice low. "For now," Lyra replied, its telepathic voice calm. "But the danger is not gone. Someone knows I am here. They are searching for me beyond this building. We cannot stay confined for long." Alex's stomach tightened. "Searching? Who? Why?" "They are from my world," Lyra said. "Not all of my kind are friendly to humans. Some believe I must be returned or eliminated. I do not know why your species is involved in their plans, but I have sensed traces of Earth technology in their devices. They may already know more than we think." Alex felt a chill run down their spine. A hunt, and they were in the middle of it. They had survived a single night barely, but now it was clear that staying hidden in one room would not be enough. "We need a plan," Alex said, determination replacing fear. "We can't just wait for them to come through the walls." Lyra nodded. "Agreed. I can manipulate the building systems to create temporary shields and decoys. You will need to guide me through the human interfaces. Together, we can find a safe exit and remain undetected." Alex swallowed and moved toward the control panel. Lyra extended a delicate hand, brushing over the screens. Energy flowed from its fingers, causing symbols to rearrange and patterns to shift. "We will need diversions to fool the external scanners. I will handle the field manipulation. You must improvise the distractions using the tools around you." Alex glanced around the apartment. Not much to work with: books, furniture, household appliances, but human ingenuity thrived on limitations. They grabbed a small robot vacuum and placed it near the door. With a few nudges, it started moving in irregular patterns, making the building sensors register multiple false presences. Lyra's eyes glimmered. "Clever." Alex smiled despite the tension. For the first time, they felt a flicker of pride. Working together like this, human and alien, they might actually make it out alive. Hours passed as they tested different strategies. Alex created moving shadows with the blinds, flipped light switches on and off in patterns, and even tossed small objects to create sound distractions. Lyra reinforced these illusions by bending energy around the room, making their movements appear as though they were in multiple places at once. Then, without warning, the building shook. A series of soft explosions echoed through the walls. The energy shield flickered violently. The drones were attempting a forced entry. "They are close," Lyra said, its voice tense in Alex's mind. "We need to move now." Alex nodded. "Where?" "There is a maintenance shaft behind the kitchen panel," Lyra explained. "It leads to the service tunnels. If we can reach it, we can exit unnoticed. But it will not be simple. The drones are scanning for heat signatures and unusual energy patterns. You must guide me while I manipulate the shield to mask our presence." The two moved quickly. Alex opened the kitchen panel, revealing a narrow shaft filled with pipes and cables. Lyra inspected it, glowing slightly, and shifted its form to fit into the confined space. Alex followed, crouching low and trying to keep calm. The scent of machinery and dust filled the air, but the adrenaline made everything feel sharper, more vivid. As they crawled, Alex asked cautiously, "How long have you been hunted?" "Too long," Lyra replied. "I escaped a capture attempt on my planet. The faction seeking me believes I hold knowledge that could change power balances. Your species is irrelevant to them, but Earth is convenient. A hiding place, a neutral zone." Alex nodded. It made sense in a terrifying way. The aliens' presence on Earth was not random. Someone wanted it, someone dangerous. And now Alex was part of this fight, whether they wanted to be or not. The shaft opened into a dimly lit service tunnel. Pipes ran along the ceiling and the air was damp and heavy. Alex and Lyra moved silently, careful not to trigger any sensors. Occasionally, a drone's faint blue light passed overhead, scanning for heat and energy. Lyra extended its hand, creating a brief shield that made them invisible to the scanners as they moved past. They stopped at a junction where the tunnel split. Alex traced the map in their mind, trying to remember the city's utility layouts from a street map they had seen earlier. "We need to head left," Alex said. "That should bring us closer to the street level without encountering the main drone patrols." Lyra nodded. "You understand this world well. That will be invaluable." As they progressed, Alex noticed subtle changes. The air seemed to vibrate with energy, and small patches of the tunnel glowed faintly. Lyra explained that these were residual alien devices left by others of its kind, traps, surveillance points, or remnants of previous battles. Each patch required careful navigation, and a wrong step could trigger alarms or worse. Alex's mind raced, combining human logic with rapid problem-solving. They guided Lyra around the traps, sometimes using tools to jam sensors, other times distracting potential hazards with quick improvisation. It was exhausting, but each success built confidence. Finally, they reached an access hatch leading to a quiet alley behind the apartment complex. The night was almost over, and the first light of dawn was creeping across the city. Alex pushed the hatch open carefully. Outside, the street was calm, but distant drone hums reminded them they were not yet safe. Lyra emerged, scanning the surroundings with its large, glowing eyes. "We are not clear, but this path will give us mobility. We must move quickly before they recalibrate their search patterns." Alex nodded. "Lead the way." As they ran through the alleys, Alex marveled at Lyra's ability to navigate the urban landscape. It seemed to anticipate every patrol route, every camera, every sensor. And yet, it relied on Alex's quick thinking to handle sudden obstacles, locked gates, street traffic, and random human pedestrians who could accidentally draw attention. At one point, a delivery drone nearly collided with them. Alex grabbed a nearby trash bin and rolled it into its path, causing the drone to swerve and momentarily lose tracking. Lyra's glow intensified as it whispered thanks. "Your instincts are remarkable." Hours passed as they moved, finding temporary hiding spots, avoiding the drones, and slowly making their way toward the outskirts of the sector. Along the way, they shared more stories. Alex spoke of Earth's history, the resilience of humanity through wars, disasters, and exploration. Lyra shared fragments of its home world's culture, its struggles with factions, and the importance of knowledge preservation. Through these stories, a bond grew deeper. They were no longer simply survivor and hunted. They were partners, allies, and perhaps even friends. Alex realized that humans had something unique that even advanced aliens admired: imagination, creativity, and the willingness to face danger with courage. By mid-morning, they reached a service tunnel exit leading to an abandoned industrial district. The area was quiet, almost deserted, except for the occasional maintenance robot. Lyra paused, its glow dimming slightly as if drained from the long night of movement and energy manipulation. "We need to rest briefly," Lyra said. "Our energy is low. We cannot move much farther without a short recovery." Alex nodded. "There's an old storage building nearby. We can hide there and plan our next move." Inside the storage building, they found dusty crates and crates stacked high. Alex sat down, breathing heavily. Lyra curled into a corner, pulsing softly, regaining its energy. "You were amazing," Lyra said finally. "Your quick thinking saved us multiple times. Your species has a remarkable gift." Alex smiled faintly. "And you're incredible. I don't know what I would have done without you." For a brief moment, the world outside felt almost normal, almost safe, but both knew better. The drones, the hunters, and the alien faction seeking Lyra were still out there. The city had no idea that an extraordinary creature was hiding in its midst, and that a human had proven capable of matching it in wit and courage. As the day progressed, Alex and Lyra rested and planned. They needed a long-term strategy, a safe place where the alien could stay without being detected, and a way to alert authorities or allies who might help them. It was clear that staying in the city indefinitely would be too risky. Yet, despite the danger, Alex felt a spark of hope. Humanity's greatest strength was not its technology or weapons, but its ingenuity and determination. And for the first time, Alex realized that even an alien could recognize and respect that strength. As the sun climbed higher, Alex looked at Lyra and whispered, "Whatever comes next, we'll face it together." Lyra's glow pulsed warmly in response. "Together," it repeated. And with that simple promise, they prepared to move again, deeper into the unknown, aware that the challenges ahead would test both human and alien in ways neither could imagine, but confident that together they could survive anything. The city stretched endlessly beneath the morning sun, tall buildings casting long shadows over streets that were just beginning to stir. Alex and Lyra moved carefully through the abandoned industrial district, alert to every sound and movement. The long night and early morning had taken their toll, but both were determined. The next phase of their plan required courage, quick thinking, and precise timing. Alex glanced at Lyra, who moved with a fluid grace despite the exhaustion from the previous night. "We need to find a way out of the city," Alex said. "Somewhere we can hide, somewhere they can't reach us." Lyra's glowing eyes scanned the area. "There is an old transport hub on the outskirts of the sector," it said. "Abandoned for decades but still functional enough for temporary concealment. If we reach it, we can plan further moves without constant interference." Alex nodded. "Let's go." The journey was tense. The city's scanners were still active, drones patrolled sporadically, and occasional maintenance robots roamed the streets. Alex's human ingenuity was tested at every turn. They led Lyra through back alleys, over collapsed bridges, and across narrow rooftops, using every shadow and distraction to avoid detection. At one point, a drone scanner nearly caught them. Alex quickly grabbed a discarded metal sheet and dropped it to create a sudden reflection of sunlight. The drone paused, its sensors analyzing the sudden anomaly, and Alex and Lyra slipped past unnoticed. "Your thinking is remarkable," Lyra said, its voice calm but tinged with admiration. "I could not have done this alone." "And you're amazing too," Alex replied, smiling faintly. "I've never worked with anyone or anything like you." Hours passed as they moved through the city. Exhaustion threatened to slow them, but the stakes kept their energy high. Finally, the transport hub appeared in the distance, a massive, rusting complex of metal and concrete, with doors that once welcomed trains and cargo now sealed and worn with age. Lyra paused. "We must be careful. There may be old security systems still active and the building's energy is unstable." Alex nodded. "I've got your back. Let's check it out." Inside, the hub was dark and musty. Sunlight filtered through broken windows, creating beams that illuminated floating dust particles. The air smelled of rust and old machinery. Alex and Lyra moved cautiously, scanning for sensors, drones, or other threats. "This will work," Lyra said, its glow dimming slightly to conserve energy. "We can remain hidden here while I recover. Then we can decide our next step." Alex helped Lyra find a secure corner behind old crates. The alien curled slightly, its energy pulsing softly as it regained strength. Alex set up a makeshift barrier using crates and metal panels to block visibility from outside. For the first time since the night began, Alex felt a sense of relief. They were safe, at least temporarily, but the city beyond the hub was still alive with potential threats. As they rested, Lyra spoke. "You have impressed me with your adaptability. Your species is remarkable. You have no advanced technology, yet you solve problems that would challenge even the most advanced minds of my world." Alex smiled faintly. "I guess humans have always relied on creativity when we don't have power or technology. It's what keeps us alive." Lyra's glow pulsed warmly. "It is why I trust you. Together, we are stronger than the sum of our parts." The pause in movement allowed them to plan. They needed a long-term strategy to avoid detection, gather resources, and possibly reach allies who could help Lyra. Alex suggested contacting underground networks of engineers and hackers who were sympathetic to unusual causes. Lyra agreed, but warned that reaching them would require leaving the hub, risking exposure to the drones and the faction hunting it. By late afternoon, both were ready to move again. Alex led Lyra through the hub's maintenance corridors, avoiding unstable machinery and loose panels. The alien's presence caused occasional sparks in old electrical systems, but Alex guided it carefully, using quick thinking and human intuition to prevent alarms. They emerged onto a side street, relatively quiet. The city seemed calm, almost serene, but Alex knew better. Danger lurked in every corner. A faint vibration in the air alerted Lyra. "They are near," it said. Alex looked around. From a distance, small figures approached drones, likely scouts for the alien faction. Alex quickly assessed the situation. "We need a distraction," they whispered. Using quick improvisation, Alex grabbed several trash bins and scattered them across the street. Then, they threw a few small metal objects onto a nearby rooftop. The noise drew the drone's attention, and the shadows created confusion in their sensors. Lyra bent light around them, creating multiple illusions of their presence, and they slipped past the patrol unnoticed. The duo moved with careful precision, eventually reaching the outskirts of the city. Here, the urban environment gave way to abandoned farmland and sparse industrial buildings. The air felt fresher, and for a moment, Alex allowed themselves to breathe deeply. "We are nearly safe," Lyra said, its glow brighter now. "But the final obstacle is a checkpoint controlled by automated drones. We must bypass it without being detected." Alex studied the layout. "There's an old drainage canal that runs underneath. If we can access it, we can get past the checkpoint unseen." They found the entrance to the canal, hidden behind a collapsed wall. Lyra shifted slightly, folding itself to fit into the narrow passage. Alex followed, crawling through the tight space. Water trickled beneath them, but the sense of urgency kept their movement steady. Emerging on the other side, they found the checkpoint looming ahead. The drone scanned methodically, unaware of the tunnel exit. Alex looked at Lyra. "We need to move fast. I'll create the distraction. You go through while their attention is diverted." Lyra nodded. With precise coordination, Alex triggered an old siren in a nearby abandoned building while tossing small objects that caused reflections and movement. The drones shifted focus, investigating the noise. Lyra moved swiftly past the checkpoint, using its energy to temporarily mask heat signatures. Alex followed carefully, timing every step with the alien's movements. Once beyond the checkpoint, they finally stopped in a secluded area, a hidden compound surrounded by dense vegetation and old technology. It was a perfect place to regroup and plan next steps. Alex sank to the ground, exhausted but exhilarated. "We made it," they said. Lyra's glow dimmed slightly as it rested beside Alex. "Yes, your courage and quick thinking saved us both. I could not have done this alone. Humanity, it is more capable than I imagined." Alex smiled, feeling a warm sense of pride. For the first time, they truly understood the HFY principle. The idea that humans, despite limitations, could face the impossible and succeed. It wasn't technology, alien powers, or luck alone. It was their courage, creativity, and willingness to act. As they rested, they planned for the future. Lyra needed to recover fully and avoid detection, but together, they could build a network, find allies, and maybe even challenge the faction hunting it. Alex's mind raced with ideas, combining human ingenuity with Lyra's alien knowledge. Hours passed, and night fell again. The city beyond the compound lights flickered faintly, oblivious to the extraordinary escape that had occurred. Alex looked at Lyra, who glowed softly in the dim light. "You know," Alex said, "I think we make a pretty good team." Lyra's glow brightened slightly. "Indeed, together, human and alien, we are capable of more than either alone. Your species has courage and ingenuity that even my kind must respect." Alex chuckled. "I guess we proved that tonight." Lyra nodded. "Tonight was only the beginning. There will be more challenges, more dangers, but I trust you." "And I trust you," Alex said firmly. "No matter what comes, we face it together." The two sat in silence, watching the stars appear above the compound. The city was behind them, the danger ahead uncertain. But one thing was clear. They had survived the impossible, not just with alien technology or human skill alone, but with the strength that comes from cooperation, courage, and trust. Alex realized that this was what humanity was truly capable of: thinking, adapting, and standing tall even in the face of incomprehensible danger. And Lyra, the alien, recognized it. That recognition, that respect, was the ultimate testament to the human spirit. As the night deepened, both knew that the world was bigger, stranger, and more dangerous than they had ever imagined. But they also knew that together, human and alien, they could face anything. The city may have been unaware, the faction still hunting, but Alex and Lyra had proven that courage, ingenuity, and cooperation could overcome even the most impossible odds. And for Alex, that was enough to keep moving forward, to keep fighting, and to keep believing that humanity, unexpected, relentless, and brilliant, could shine in even the darkest of nights.